So I started this train of thought when I was watching that video of the guy taking like this short film, like 6 minutes long, of the biggest cave in the world, and it's
What country is it in,
it's
Jared?
in Vietnam, and I'm not even going to attempt to say the name of the cave or the location because all I will do is butcher it. It's 3 words, and all of them have Vietnamese vowels that I can't pronounce. But in the show notes, you'll see a link to it. And this is a perfect example to me of something that was formerly completely impossible, not more than 5 or 6 years ago. And something that is taking up very little budget, and for a guy that probably does mostly photos, and I looked at his website, he does do mostly photos. He took a Canon 6D. What was his lens? Can't remember. You use
16 to 35 f4.
16 to 35 f4, not what I would consider to be a video lens, and DJI Phantom 2, I believe, maybe 1 or 2, doesn't really matter, with the GoPro Hero 4, and with this very very specific like kind of a raw gear set, was able to produce a really good video that mixed aerial shots with slow motion and time lapse and slider like motions as he moved himself around. Like, this is a very beautiful film that was otherwise inaccessible to someone of that stature. Like the budget stature to make something like this was impossible not 6 years ago. And it makes me really, really happy to see that when you get a culmination of technology like we have right now, you can create beautiful, beautiful, stunning stuff with almost nothing, seemingly almost nothing. Like these days, I mean, it looks like nothing, but if you looked at it from the past, it'd be like, holy crap, look at all that stuff you have. But it's stuff that is not specific to shooting cinema, and yet he shot beautiful cinema with it. And to me, that's special.
Yeah.
I like the world that we live in.
Yeah, I'm with you because I feel like I talk about this every time about using iPhones and the stuff that's just in our pockets to make great work, great art,
Yeah.
great things.
And I think he was there to take
And-
pictures, and he just started shooting video, and what he ended up with was spectacular. So, like, he went there with something that he wasn't intending to do, but was able to do it with the things that he had.
Yeah, and I'm going to quickly jump to the story that I have, which is along the same vein, which is Mark Duplass, who is an actor in the shows The League, The Mindy Project, and I believe Transparent as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this great article that we have in the show notes where he used his South by Southwest keynote speech to promote grassroots filmmaking and kind of offer a little quick how-to for underground directors. And he basically says there's no excuse not to make films on weekends with friends.
Mm-hmm.
He went through an example where he said he shot this like $65,000 little movie, and in his words, it was a streaming pile of dog diarrhea. And what he then did next was basically spent $3 and a weekend and made a film that was good enough to go into film festivals. It ended up being at South by Southwest and Sundance using his iPhone. Very, very lo-fi approach, and just saying, trying to inspire people there to be like, look, just make this movie, make content. Like, don't worry about how it looks, worry about story and keeping your audience engaged through story, because the technology is good enough. You don't need to spend like $5 million doing something like this, where that area of, making a movie at that level of $5 million is now what we find on premium cable with things like The Walking Dead or House of Cards, shows like that. But there's a real area here for you to make content, great content, very inexpensively, very lo-fi, and have it land on right now. Like his most recent show is Togetherness, and it's on HBO.
Yeah. Is it on HBO or is it Showtime?
It's HBO.
You sure?
It says it right here. I'm looking at it right here. It
Oh
says
man,
HBO.
then why am I not watching it? Because I don't have Showtime, but I have HBO.
Yeah. And he signed a 4-film deal with Netflix at Sundance based on his $3 iPhone movie. So when we talk about being in a very cool and interesting time where technology is, fantastic, I feel like this is just a great prime example. And Mark Duplass is definitely putting out the message that we at Resource here love to give out, which is be creative.
And I want to kind of spring on that because maybe it was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, you first showed me your iCan iPhone gimbal. And I looked
did.
at you like there were
We talked about
lobsters
it.
coming out of your ears because I thought it was
Episode 2, live at Jaren's place.
I thought it was frankly dumb. And
Yeah, you did. I was so excited about that
okay,
thing. I
so
missed that
so
thing.
4 weeks later, I would like to reassess my feelings and let everyone know that I actually think this thing is rad. So it mixed with this app that Cameron uses called Filmic Pro is able to produce video that looks better than a GoPro and as good as what I'm producing, minus depth of field, as good as what I'm producing with a Panasonic GH4. I looked at the footage side by side and thought to myself, holy crap, that looks amazing. And every single time Caraminder whipped that thing out over the past couple weeks when we were out shooting together, somebody, if not every single person that saw it, came over and said, is that a gimbal for an iPhone? Whoa.
What is that? What is that?
So when
Tell us more about it.
we finished shooting in the Leica store, we met a guy in there and a couple friends that he was with, and they were just like jaw slack at this thing. Because they saw me, if you were watching any of our YouTube videos from the past week where I put up some of our segments from the last podcast, the opener had changed from our typical San Francisco themed opener to the Leica store opener. And it was all shot on Caraminder's iPhone using this gimbal. So I am now officially changing my feelings on this thing and think that it is beyond cool, super lightweight, and allows you to make films anywhere. So you throw can you put moment lenses on that thing simultaneously? Is it going to be able to hold that weight?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I don't think the moment lenses have that much weight. There's a little bit of weight adjustment that they allow on the gimbal, but I would imagine it just takes it and rolls with it.
The fact that thing is ready to go immediately and you don't have to calibrate it is just like
It's awesome.
Goodness, that's cool.
So good.
So I've changed my mind because I think I'm stuck in the world where the iPhone camera is still like not that good, and that would be my camera, the iPhone 5S. It's fine, but it's nothing to write home about. But the new camera on the 6 and 6 Plus is actually pretty stellar. And with Filmic Pro, what are you exporting 10-bit?
What? 50 megabits with Filmic Pro.
I meant like the actual.
Oh, you mean the bit?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's not 10.
Oh, anyway, it's good.
10 would be nice.
It's really
Yeah,
good. So I'm very impressed. I'm happy with it. I think that this is a good direction for anyone. And it's to piggyback on his thing about no excuse to not make films on weekends with friends. Just go use your iPhone because you could make something amazing.
Yeah, that gimbal, $350 at B&H.
You don't even need the
It
gimbal.
doesn't break
you
the bank.
You can use your phone
Yeah, you
by
don't need the
itself.
bank.
The gimbal is awesome, and you should totally get
Yes.
one if you plan to make films with your iPhone. But you don't even need it.
Nope.
I don't know. I thought I was just so I can't believe that I flipped this hard. This 180.
That's okay. I get really excited because I guess I see the possibilities, and I know you're like a bit more jaded, so I slowly like creep it into you. I don't say, Jaren, you must like this. I'll be like, here you go, Jaren. Here's some footage. Here, play with it. Here's some footage.